Leave you laid out on the floor, try to duck and roll, hit and miss, now you counting stars. Should've practiced more, should've hit the mask, get out that more. Claim that you're the best. You gotta show me, son. Actions over words, baby boy. Is you real or what? Talking way too much, world come. Back sports, talking way too much, world come. Back sports, talking way too much, world come. Back sports,
Yo, what's good? Shout out to the hottest chat in the MF and game. A-Side official. No negotiation needed, period. You already know WCS back in the building. Shout out to Mike on deck. I see you in the building. What's good? What's good? So, of course, this is another reality. You know what I'm saying? You talk reality. That's what I'm going to call it. You know what I'm saying? You talk reality. When I do reality reaction or reviews, rather, I'm just, you'll find it in the catalog on the You Talk Reality. The reason being is that everybody's talking about the same thing. It's not like I've basically surrendered not to talk about combat sports no more, because I can do that, on both platforms, MMA or boxing. It's just, when it gets to current events, it's always something spicy that's out there. And this is no different. I want to talk about a situation that happened that I myself can say that I knew of a situation like this. It was even worse though. But I'm not going to go into detail about it. I just want to kind of, update whoever's willing to listen that this specific type of incident always has heavy payloads of consequences. This incident right here is involving Quentin Lofton, a 43-year-old black male. He's facing felony, strangulation, and disorderly conduct after allegedly strangling a 17-year-old boy in a school hallway in North Carolina. Now, a lot of questions is probably double timing through your thought process right now. It's like, what is this grown ass man doing up in the high school? Is he a teacher? No, he was not a teacher. He was not any part of the staff at Fike High School. None of it. So before I tell you what's going on, Bug on Stop Canelo, what's good? What's good? Before I tell you all of it, all I have to say is things like this happen in the city all the time. And I'm going to be frank with you. I believe it's something that's enabled within the household where some of these women, these young ladies, because they're not women yet, these young ladies or these young men feel the need to put hands on one another. In this case, you figure it out. You be the judge. Because I'm going to tell you my thought process on this. Because this was just bad. This was bad, man. I would never want to get the phone call or see this video floating around of one of mine when they was in school or anything going through something like this. This was tough when you got a grown ass man on your kid and you're not there to protect. And you see a grown-ass man come over there and do this to your child, man, it's bad all the way around, bro. People get killed. What they call today, the new word, unalived. When I was growing up, it was killed. You gonna get yourself killed? It wasn't no unalive. It was killed. But let me drop this right here, and let's get into this article. That is who you're looking at, Quentin Lofton, 43 years of age. That is him. Juxtapose, that is from Atlanta, black star, the alleged teenager that he choked. And I really don't have to say alleged, because you see, what they love doing this day and time is recording incidents of this type of violence and severity, y'all. This is bad, yo. This is extremely bad. All they want to do is record it and say, ooh, we're talking about life-changing events. And these youngins, they select to record instead of assisting and stepping in. It says cell phone video of the assault shows Lofton grabbing the teen neck with both hands and then forcibly shoving his body against a staircase. At that point, the student immediately began convulsing for several seconds as other students surround him to try to help him up. The footage shows the teen recover, slowly get up, and then attempt to walk away, but Lofton blocks him. A school administrator intervenes and tells Lofton to back up, but Lofton continues following the boy down the hallway. The administrator also follows Lofton and blocks his path to the teen, allowing the student to walk away from the situation. Fike High Principal Ross Renfro sent a statement to the school community about what led to the attack. He reported, I'm right here, that Lofton entered the school. Okay, let me bookmark that. How did he get into the school? Allegedly, his daughter let him into the school, called him up. He came rushing up to the school, and she let him into the school. Moving forward, he reported that Lofton entered the school and was initially directed by the administrators to report to the front office. However, he continued to walk through the school, where he assaulted the child in a hallway. A North Carolina man, Quinn Earl Lofton, has been charged following a shocking incident at Fike High School in Wilson, where he allegedly entered the premises, grabbed a student by the neck, and choked him, causing the student to suffer a seizure. Renfro said he and other staff members responded immediately, diffused the situation, and escorted the parent out of the building. The principal revealed that the incident was connected to an isolated situation that happened outside of the school. But neither he nor authorities have revealed what Lofton's exact motive for the attack was. The Wilson County Sheriff's Office charged Lofton with felony assault by strangulation and disorderly conduct. School officials have also banned him from the Fike High campus. The teen family says the student was traumatized after the incident and called the video disturbing and disgusting. He's pretty traumatized right now. He's very shaken up by the whole event that took place this morning. The teen's sister Shaniqua told WRAL. He's pushing through. He's trying to, remain positive through the whole situation. Lofton was jailed at the Wilson County Detention Center under a $7,500 bond, and bonded out within a couple of hours of his arrest. According to the Wilson Times, Lofton also faces unrelated felony charges for sex crimes connected to children. Well, yeah, you heard me. You heard me, right? According to Wilson Times, which is a Tribune over there in North Carolina, Lofton also faces unrelated felony charges for sex crimes connected to children. This dude is an unsavory character right here. For real, this is a malefactor. This is what you call a malefactor, which a malefactor is a scoundrel. He faces 4 counts of felony child abuse, sexual act, and 2 count each of felony taking indecent liberties with a child, committing a statutory sex offense with a child, and sexual activity by a substitute parent in cases that date back to 2020. God damn. I must repeat, Mr. Lofton, the guy that's in the video, he faces 4 counts of felony child abuse, sexual act, and 2 counts each of felony taking indecent liberties with a child, committing a statutory sex offense with a child, and sexual activity by a substitute parent in a case that date back to 2020. Police filed those charges against Lofton back in April, y'all. Now I have to pause right here, goddammit. See, his daughter, who called him up there to the school, she fucked up too. She's pretty deranged in her own right. The household itself may be in a state of chaos right now. I ain't lying to you. The reason why I'm putting this out there, because if your father already has this type of load of legality hanging over his head like the thickest cloud, right? Why are you calling him up to the school to be around and commit violence on another minor? I'm gonna tell you like this. It don't seem like she's in his best interest. I don't know if that's her real dad, her stepdad, but any child that age that calls their parents to come up to the school because a student has so-called put hands on her or assaulted her in a physical way, which consists of violence, and you're going to call your father, who is already facing 4 counts, not 3 counts, 4 counts, not 2 counts, 4 counts, not just 1 count. This dude is facing 4 counts of felony child abuse sexual act and 2 counts each of felony taking indecent liberties with a child, committing a statutory sex offense with the child, and sexual activity by a substitute parent in cases that date back to 2020. Your daughter, she comes off as she don't get it. Something is going deep dark inside that home where I'm talking about being competent about this, right? She felt that it wasn't good enough for her to be able to walk around and still be healthy, that the situation, it wasn't enough for her to be smart enough, intelligent enough to just downplay the situation, try to bring about peace, because your father is in no situation to come up to the school and commit an act for which he did. Dude is absolutely out of his mind. And the daughter is too. It goes on to say hundreds of people commented on the story when the video of the incident began going viral, and after Lofton was charged. His charges that he already had pending is insane, one person commented. The video was so disturbing to watch. Regardless, the fact still remains. This is a child. His charges. Good God, why was he even allowed to get near a school in the first place? Another person added. This happened at Fike High School in Wilson, North Carolina. Others indicated that the father may have arrived at the school in relation to an incident with his daughter. Why did she call her father? What was occurring? Whenever you call your family, you have to be sure it's worth them going to jail, wrote one user. That's what I was saying. You have to be fully aware and accountable of processing and weighing everything, all the variables that's gonna come with this, all the consequences and repercussions of the variables that's gonna go along with you calling up your parent. Not just any parent. No, your parent is special. Not because he had you. No. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. Your father's not special just because he had you. Your father is special because he have made it this far in life, and he selected to involve himself into a situation where he's facing 4 felony counts. Not just any 4 felonies, but we're talking about with a child, someone who was underage, man. And this female, this young female that's consistently said to be his daughter, she has to be aware he already has this going on. If he's with the mother or not, I don't know. There had to be arguments. There had to be some type of conflict that was going on internally to the household that she was fully aware of this, man. This is absolutely insane.
To show a parent attacking a student at fight.
That's all I'm gonna show on that. He grabbed the student by the neck and pushed him on the step, and supposedly, pushed his head up against the steps. And after this right here, the kid started having a seizure. He started convulsing. And the student who was freaking filming it, all she was up there saying, "Ooh, ooh, ooh." Straight up stupidity. And look, ignorance. I mean, unlimited ignorance at that. We're talking about a human body now. Now let me take you through. After this guy, this young man who's on the front end of a father that's out of control, facing 4 felony counts. The female that was standing beside said, "Get up, get up." And he came to his consciousness, right? And stood up. And Mr. Lofton was still following him. That wasn't enough. It's almost like he was waiting on the kid to do something else, and he was about to kill him or something. Like, this dude didn't come up there to play. He already choked him out. But that wasn't good enough. He didn't really assess the situation and say, this kid is not really a threat to me. But I'm telling you, the only reason why he stayed on site once that kid got back to his feet is because he believes that the young man, put his hands on his daughter. You want to hear something even more disturbing? It's the fact that she lied. She lied. Now, I'm curious to know what's going to happen to her. He's going to get locked up. He has trial. He has court. I mean, he has so much going on. I don't know what's his thought process. Why he didn't really, think about this, really. Why he didn't break it down as an adult. Why? Well, I don't know it. This is kind of hard. Like, even though, I'm excoriating him, right? Because he deserves it. He should be vilified for coming up to a school for this type of matter. But as a male, when you have a daughter, some males are overly protective. But we need our due process to make sure that we ask our kid and look them square in their face and say, are you telling me the absolute truth? Tell me again what that particular student did to you. Boom, 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 boom. If they tell you the same thing over and over again, and you come back around to find out that she was lying, hey, guess that's a product of you. You got some shit going on in your life that you've been charged with or whatever, or facing, and your daughter's trying to get you even more time by telling you to come up to the school to handle a kid who she say put hands on her. Crazy, huh? That's just absolutely crazy. Now, what I didn't quite understand when the young student did make it back up, and he started to walk near the front of the school down the hallway, Mr. Lofton, the father, was still in pursuit. He was walking behind him until I guess the superintendent stopped him and said, "You need to leave. You need to leave." And one thing about, Mr. Lofton, he wasn't saying much. That tells me that he was seeing red, just like his top, just like his hoodie. He was seeing red at the time. He was there to prove a point. But what I didn't quite get is why the student was still running his mouth. If the student understands that what he just experienced is nothing he can do, you know what I'm saying, as a student, he already been pushed to the ground. He already been, choked, pushed to the ground, had a minor seizure. And then, as he's walking away, the father's still pursuing him. He was still talking back. You know what I'm saying? He was still being responsive. And he should have just said, "Hey, I'll take care of this later when I get home and tell my parents." And this video has went viral, man. You know what I'm saying? This video has went viral. And to the father, I don't think he really cares about it going viral, because he's already the same human being that left his quarters as a free man, came up to the school, was allegedly allowed entry from his daughter. She pointed to the student, and he immediately went over there and confronted him. Now, another question I have is, what's going to happen with her? How does that work out? She has to have some type of reprimand attached to her name in that school. If it's indeed what everything is being put out there, that she lied, this is serious. Because in this day and time, all these kids want to do is just record you and put it on social media and see if it goes viral. It's almost like they're so distant from the reality of life that they even treat situations like this, they low play it. You know what I'm saying? They low play it to the point where it's almost like, no, I can't believe you just up here recording and you acting like he just didn't get his head slammed into a freaking concrete step and he started having a seizure. And you just say, oh, wow, ooh. And they keep on recording. And then you have some people that say, oh, man, it's good. Somebody got it on video. We wouldn't have believed it. But then the even larger question of this entire situation is, why nobody stepped in to help? It might have been because, that was a grown man up there doing that to a child. Maybe they knew who he was already. I don't know, man. I can't tell you. But that girl that's standing behind him, she's just nonchalant. Like, she don't have no sense of emergency, urgency. I mean, where is it, man? Where is the fear? This kid is outweighed. Obviously, the parent is stronger. He's on his back on some cement stairs. And this girl is just standing there like she's looking at the credits to a movie or something. Like this is virtual reality, bro. Damn. I ain't gonna lie to you. This right here. Like, I wouldn't say these kids are numb, but the way they sit up here and just reduce the amount of severity in a situation like this, they psychologically lower the value of it. You know what I'm saying? The threat value. They don't even look at it as a, like optimum threat. They just say, oh, well, they still living. Let's see what happened then. And they stand up there recording. Like, I guess chill bumps don't come over, these kids' body. I think we need to increase our military. Like if these kids are looking at another child, one of their classmates get beat up, and they're up here acting nonchalant, they need to go to combat. They need to go over there and help us fight the wars that's going on. That's what they need to do. They need to lace up, put on that uniform, because we need warriors like that don't care. You know what I'm saying? They can sit up here and look at situations where someone's being violently attacked. Yeah, you need to go over. You need to go over there in country. You need to take that flight. Yeah, you need to go over to the sandbox. You need to see and hear. That's what it is. You need to see and hear a different threat level of violence when they come over there, where people are actually getting killed. You know what I'm saying? Salted, losing limbs. Yeah, y'all need to go to the military. Real talk, ASAP. Y'all need to go in there and be grunts, special forces. If these kids are numb to helping out a fellow classmate that they have seen day in and day out at school, and you're not even gonna help the guy, Jesus, man. To be honest with you, it's absolutely appalling. I'm gonna be on absolutely appalling. Yeah, he followed him after that was crazy. Yeah, he followed the kid, man. You know what I'm saying? He followed the kid like this guy, like Mr. Lofton, didn't have any collateral trouble going on, like any pending criminal cases. He had like he was free and clear. He ain't never been in trouble. But he's facing 4 felony accounts. You know what I'm saying? Maybe to him, he feel like, hey, I don't have to worry about that because I'm innocent. I just need to go ahead and protect. Now, for her, let's sidestep a little bit over to her. You know, she needs to get herself together in life, because something's been going on in the household where she feels that, from what I heard, that she pulled, allegedly, the male student's hair, and he turned around and like swiped up, to say. And you never know with these women, because in this day and time, these girls, I'm not saying they didn't fight dudes when I was growing up. You didn't see it often. I ain't gonna lie. You rarely saw a female fighting a dude when I was coming up through high school. You rarely saw it. But today, you have a lot of women that have no problem, according to what their household looking like, what they've been taught, what's embedded in the way they should go about life, to have a tough exterior, always have that defense up so nobody will try you. It seems like this day and time, these women love fighting males. I'm not saying males don't fight women. I don't see too much of it. I see a lot of women doing things to males that could get you in a situation where y'all might be tussling. You know what I'm saying? Y'all might end up tussling. So aggressive with the mouthpiece. So aggressive with the mouthpiece. And it's almost like they don't care about anything that goes on with that at all. Like, hey, I'm gonna talk my shit, you ain't gonna do nothing about it, blah blah blah, nobody ain't. And they have all these terms, like, to get them in a place where their friends are saying, oh, so and so ain't backing down because they said this and this. You know what I'm saying? Hey, so and so already done said the key words already. Like, you hear kids say they'll air this bitch out. You know what I'm saying? F with me if you want, I air it. Hey, I'm like, you air something out. Most of the time they're talking about having a weapon or something. But in certain cases, you know what I'm saying? They're talking about just fighting, period. And that's what we have to deal with in this era. You have a lot of kids want to fight, and you have a lot of onlookers or bystanders that's willing to record it. And it can get so violent, as we've seen so many times, where other students would just kick a student in the head if they're knocked out, like they're nothing, like they're a dead body, like they're a sack of potatoes. They'll just kick them in the head, like just to prove a point, like they did something so severe for you to kick them in the head, and it might ruin their life for good. Like, we still have a brain encased inside our cranium. You know, the composition holds a brain. The cranial composition holds a brain. But they would kick you in the head like it don't matter. And a lot of that influence or decision making come from social media. I'm just being opinionated and honest as I possibly can. They look at social media and they see, you know, other fights that happen in school or whatever. I've seen some crazy events take place in the bathroom where, you know, some of these freaking kids are fighting each other. And when the kid get knocked out, the kid go over there and kick him in the freaking head, yo. I mean, just go kick him in the head. Not wanting to go to a gym so they can lace up some gloves or something. They want to do it in the bathroom so they can get clout. So they can go around there and say, yeah, I knocked so out and I kicked him in the head. And then they find themselves in a lawsuit. It's been lawsuits that's going around, you know, with kids doing certain things. And then they have to go up here and they realize, oh man, this is more serious than I thought. Because you have some teenagers out here that's smart for the wrong reason. You still got to blend them in with intelligence. But you have some kids out here smart for the wrong reason. It's a lot of kids that believe if they don't have a record, these youngins, these young teenagers, these youth, they believe that they won't be tried as an adult for some of the adult actions that they carry out in a violent or aggressive manner. So they look at it like, hey, man, I've been told this, that. I'm not worried. I'm not going nowhere. They're going to call my parents. I'm a minor. I'm this, that, and the other. Until you end up brutally fighting a classmate or an adversary and they don't wake up. Now you got to prove if it was self-defense. And look, what did I say about recording? You have the ones that's recording, right? All law enforcement is going to do is go out here and collect, you know, the media, the multimedia. They're going out there to collect the multimedia that's out there and say, well, it looks like he's on the ground on his back, knocked unconscious. Did you see that? Check a look at it. Does he look unconscious to you? Okay. So is that you walking towards him right now? Is that you? This is unedited. Is that you? Okay. Is that you that just kicked him in the head? Several times? That's you? Okay. So, you know, the way these kids look at it is that they know there's bystanders that's recording. 2, they looking for clout to go up here and do someone dirty by knocking them out. And 3, when the reality sets in and they have to go to court, one or two things will happen as always. You have a youth that's very remorseful for what they did. You know, if they was in a situation where they was being bullied or they felt like that was the moment to solve it all, they don't never want to be bullied again. Or it depends. It can be so many, you know what I'm saying, references that we can go off of. Or you just have a teen that's a a rambunctious juvenile and has been known to get in trouble. And they felt this was no different. And they just a violent individual. So when they go into court, they really don't care what the judges say because they believe they're going to get off. They might get some community service, some probation, something like that. And once they turn 18, most of the time that stuff is a sponge from your record, according to where you at. But in this case right here, it was all bad. You know what I'm saying? Let me put that thumbnail back up there. Look at this. This is wild. He's sitting up there with his hand, on that teen's throat. Just imagine being a parent and see, your son being choked out by an adult. I don't know if that's the man's daughter back there just standing there. Look at her. If that's her, I can't even accuse that kid because I'm not for sure that's his daughter. But obviously she's comfortable enough with standing right there because he has his hands around that student's throat. And he walks him all the way over there. The student's not punching him or nothing. And throws him on the steps and pushes his head up against the freaking step. And he starts having a convulsion, a seizure. And then the female, not the one with the standing up in the picture, but the female that's off camera, she moves him around when he started like to shake him a little bit, and he comes out of the seizure. So that's when he starts to walk away, and Mr. Lofton starts to pursue him and follows, and still he wants to smoke. And the kid that's on the ground passes a superintendent that intervenes and tell the parent to leave the premises right ASAP. And then I guess Mr. Lofton kind of, responded that he was going to stay right there. He say, you want to hit my daughter? He say, sir, leave right now, leave. And that's when the kids start mouthing back off. I'm like, dude, know when to fold them. Wait till you get home to your parents, bro. You have a legitimate case right now to sue the heck out of whoever, and I'm going to keep up. I'm going to make a phone call. I do know somebody, one of my good friends, to stay in Wilson. I've been up there. It ain't no joke up in Wilson. It ain't no joke up in Wilson. I ain't going to lie to you. It's no joke up there in Wilson, North Carolina, man. If that's the same place, it ain't no joke up there. But I just really want to come in here and talk about this situation because it is very concerning for anybody who has a child that's going to school. And also it depends on the area. Every school ain't like this, but a lot of these kids have taken their social media involvement, all the hours and labor of them investing time and looking at videos after videos after videos. You know what I'm saying? It's possible for classmates to have their own channel. You know what I'm saying? So it's all about clout. It's all about notoriety. It's all about having access to media. I don't think you should be able to have a social media account with all the bells and whistles until you freaking 17 years old. You know what I'm saying? It's just you should have to be able to put your ID like they do when you get your passport and stuff like that. Because, so many of us, these younger generations, they have social media accounts where they can put any type of information on there they want. And if it's negatively influencing someone to get in a violent confrontation with another student and it doesn't end well, what do you have to say? I mean, it takes that drastic measure for someone to go to City Hall, someone to petition and go to Congress or whatever, say, hey, maybe you should rethink this. But it's not going to happen. This is the US of A. This is not going to happen. These kids are going to do what they want to do. And then it's going to be a case by case basis. Unfortunately, it's going to be some kids that be on the violent end of the confrontation. And look, I didn't even mention if it's more than one, it's 2-on-1, 3-on-1. That's even worse because they still film the same. All they say is, ooh, ah. You know what I'm saying? And when that kid getting their head stomped in, you know what I'm saying? I seen an incident that took place in the mall where I suppose these kids was from rival high schools, and a group got into it with another group, and one of the kids got knocked out, right? Slept. And he started to come to, and I BS you not. This kid was getting up, he was groggy, and this other kid came running up there and kicked him dead in his head, man. I mean, he had to break his jaw. He kicked him dead in his head, and then one of the other guys came, you know what I'm saying, and kicked him. No regard for human life, man. Crazy. But yeah, I appreciate y'all pulling up. Shout out to the hottest chat in the MF and game. I'll definitely try to do a follow up with this. But yeah, this was another one. This is crazy, as always. It's a lot of mayhem and chaos that's going on, even in our younger generation. And I'm not going to give you no motivational speech on my way out because I just don't know what to say. As long as they have access to what they have access to, you're going to continue to see situations play out like this. You're going to continue to see it. If we have adults on, social media platforms acting the way they act, well, you're going to have situations like this because I just can't put the blame on social media. It can potentially be what's going on with someone's household. Is it a 2-parent household, 1-parent household, or is it a grandmother that's the custodial, the guardianship? Who are they? Who are they with? What it's like. How much freedom do they have? Why are they acting the way they're acting? Who knows? But appreciate y'all pulling up as always, man. We're gonna get back to boxing. Of course, it's always something going on in the sport. I know y'all pretty much have read some of what is out there. When I do return, I'm definitely gonna speak on some of these topics. It seems like Turki Al-Sheikh is doing more than just inserting himself into the sport in a huge way. You know what I'm saying? It seems like some of these individuals who had animosity towards one another are saying to themselves, let's do business. We need to focus on business. That's what's important. Business. We don't have to like each other to do business, but let's do good business. Let's make money. You know what I'm saying? Let's make this money. That's what I see what's going on too. But until next time, man, y'all hold it down. Peace. I'm